Hello and welcome to my Let's Play of Galactic Civilizations 3 Retribution. Okay, so Retribution is the latest expansion to this game. And in the past few weeks I've been playing it quite a lot. So I've decided to make a Let's Play of it. I'm by no means an expert player, but I do have a decent amount of experience. Also, this is not intended to be a basic tutorial. However, I will explain everything as much as I can when I am playing, so it should be a decent introduction to new players as well, I hope. Alright, so let's get going. New game. Yes, so I am starting a sandbox game. So basically you start with, you define your galaxy settings and everything, and then you play like that. But there's also a campaign, but I'm doing just a standard sandbox game, which is the bread and butter of this type of game, really. So I have to choose a race. As you can see, there's quite a lot of races to choose from. Some of them are from DLC, some of them are from expansions. I'm going to go with the previous game that I've played. I actually played with the Snatty Revenge, who are a very evil race, but they're cute. I'm going to play with the Tywom this time. So I am on a quest to play with every race, play and win with every race, basically. Because it's very interesting. So each race has unique abilities and unique advantages, disadvantages. So it's quite different and unique technology tree as well. So it is quite different to play with each race. So it is interesting. The Tywom are from a DLC, I believe, from a Star Control, Heroes of Star Control Origins or something like that. And they are normally a benevolent race. So a friendly, maybe too friendly race of intelligent slugs. Damp, sticky and up for anything. And the leader is His Moist Eminence Splum. And now we can see the abilities. We start with the survey ship. I believe this is true for every race, at least every race that I've seen so far has a survey ship, so yeah. But the following two abilities are special for each race. So we are needy, +2 approval for every player that loves you, up to a maximum of +10. Okay, we'll talk about approval later. But this is a pretty strong bonus. I guess basically what we want to do in this case, I am guessing, we want to be friendly with everyone. I mean, we want everyone to like us, because then we get a big bonus. So this is, I guess, going to be a diplomatic race. And we are hopeful. Believes any civilization capable of space travel must be a potential friend. Higher morale on planets. So another morale, approval and morale is I guess the same thing, but this is like a higher base morale I guess. So well, approval is the basis for morale calculations. We'll look at it later. Okay, so these are the major abilities. I guess if we have high approval and high morale, then we can build a larger population, because the soft limit for population is morale. The higher population you have, the lower your morale gets, basically. You need more approval to get higher morale with high population. And let's see the more general traits. So these are smaller bonuses and disadvantages. We are a carbon-based life, so they use water and hydrocarbons as the basis of their chemistry. Their populations require farms in order to grow. So these are the most common types, but we have synthetic, for example, which is robots basically, and we have silicon-based life. They don't need farms. They ingest precious promethean, which is a special resource, we'll see it, to grow their population. And we have aquatic as well, but these are the most common. Okay, so we are forgettable. Modifies how quickly borders are expanded. Borders are expanded based on influence. So I guess we're not very good at spreading influence. Handy, which is lowers colony maintenance, that's nice, economic. Popular modifies the amount of credits made from tourism. So I guess we can, although influence is good for expanding borders, you also get tourism income from influence. So I guess we may want to build influence anyway, even if we are forgettable. Traders modifies the amount of credits earned from trade routes. So we get higher amount from trade routes. We will focus on trade then. There's also a way to get higher trading also helps your diplomacy, so being more friendly with having everyone love you, that's useful for that. Adventuresome modifies how far your ships can travel from your borders. I guess we have higher range, so we can go further. That's quite useful for colonization. Likeable modifies other players' attitude toward you, so that's good, we get a diplomacy bonus. We are fast, so our ships can move faster, that's nice. And let's see, now we have two disadvantages. Foolish modifies how quickly technologies are learned. So we have a bit of a disadvantage in research. And Craven modifies the ability to resist invasions. So we're weaker to resist invasions. Alright, let's get going. Okay, so there's a lot of galaxy sizes, from tiny to ludicrous. Normally, I've played a few huge galaxies as well. They're already big enough to really get into really big games, but for the purposes of this let's play I'm going to stick to medium because it is just shorter. You know, it's going to take way too long to get through the huge galaxy. Maybe in the future I will try something bigger as well. Then we have the arrangement of the galaxy: spiral, loose, tight. In my previous game I played the tight galaxy, so I guess I'll try a loose one. Galaxy difficulty, so this sets all the opponents' AI levels from beginner to godlike. I currently play on the genius level, so it's 2 steps up from normal. On genius already the AI gets quite a lot of advantages and it colonizes really fast. So I don't really want to go higher than that because I haven't I haven't tested it, and also I'd be forced probably to exploit certain tactics. So yeah, so let's go for genius. I have won several games on genius, but I might lose as well. It's in the cards. I might fail. Okay, so for the galaxy options, we have abundant for stars, abundant planets, abundant habitable planets. I want to keep it like this because on a medium galaxy you don't have that many planets. And I like to have a good amount of planets to manage. Maybe have half a dozen in the beginning and later expand. I don't like to start with just 2 or 3 planets, especially with the AI colonizing very fast. I would be stuck with only a few planets if I set it to much more rare setting on such a small galaxy. Extreme planets, I set that to occasional. For extreme planets you need special technology to colonize. Pirate bases, occasional, that's fine. You don't want them too much. Resource frequency. Maybe it's okay to put it occasional, so we don't fight too much over resources. Instead of uncommon. No, I'll leave it at uncommon everything. Precursor relic rare, Ascension crystal rare. And this is a win condition, the Ascension crystal, but we'll look at it later. Anomalies common, so anomalies are very useful, you can exploit them. It actually makes the game a bit easier if you have a lot of anomalies, because the AI doesn't exploit them that much. Victory conditions, we leave everything on. Conquest, influence, research, ascension, alliance, turn limit. Game pacing, normal, galactic events, occasional, united planets, frequency, occasional, I like that. Crisis, occasional. Crisis is a new DLC, I believe, the world crisis. There are random events which are multi-step. I leave minor civilizations none, because they don't really do anything. At the moment, this is one feature I don't really like. Disable tech brokering. I leave tech trading on, but that's kind of odd as well. But we are a very diplomatic race now, so maybe we'll take advantage of it. Surrendered colonies means that colonies transfer ownership upon surrender, so the AI will surrender at some point and transfer its colonies. And let's see. Yeah, so the recommended players is 6. But I think that's quite high, actually, for this small galaxy. I like to reduce it a bit. So we'll leave maybe 3 opponents. So we have the Tywom and 3 other opponents, and I leave it at random, so it's interesting. I mean, it's going to be... I like to play with a lot of random things just to see what happens. And that's it, let's get going. Alright, so the Tywom are a race of slug-like monopods known for both their friendliness and over-friendliness. Millennia ago, a plague swept over their planet, killing all but the most isolated and distant Tywom, who rebuilt their civilization on the qualities which made them so isolated in the first place. Awkwardness, stickiness, and thin reedy arms. Despite being intelligent and reasonably benevolent, the Tywom struggle with diplomacy, often failing to read the room in their dealings with aliens or even themselves. As a result, Tywom often prefer long assignments in isolation, and if any aliens are asked, that's how they prefer their Tywom as well. The Tywom's incredible neediness results in massive boosts to internal approval for every alien civilization on good terms with them. Additionally, they are renowned for their handiness and highly mobile vessels. They're interesting, seem interesting. Alright. So we start here with... this is our home planet. And we get a survey ship. Let's see the galaxy. So this is the whole galaxy. It's a medium, so it's not very large. And we are up here. This border shows the range of my ship right now, so I can only go this far. So I'm not going to explore towards the corner first, because it's unlikely someone else gets there first. I want to explore towards the middle, so I can race other civilizations who also want to take planets from there. So let's move. Yeah, so with this survey ship I can survey anomalies. These are anomalies. This is a space junk and precursor anomaly. But in the beginning it's more important to explore stars and planets, to find habitable planets, than to pick up anomalies. Only if it's on the way that I'll pick it up. Yeah, so these are stars. Each of these dots is a star. And they may have habitable planets, so I'm going to explore that. Okay, so let's see our planet. We have food, that's nice. So we can build farms here, which will give us food. We have an artifact, nanofabricator. So this will unlock charges that will boost construction on the selected world. This is actually a retribution feature. And we have a trade resource, thulium. Thulium is used for a certain type of weapons, for kinetic weapons, but also for other things. Yeah, so our approval, as you can see, is only 61%. And basically this is, we see we have 3.1 morale and 5 population. So we divide the morale with the population and then we get the approval. So the higher the population, the more approval, the more morale you need to get high approval. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, first of all we want to get production going here. We have industrial center. We don't have any other buildings, so each civilization starts with different buildings, depending on the technology tree. We have the colonization center, which gives also construction and growth. So I'll go with this first, because this will give growth as well. It will grow our population. The base growth is only 0.01, which is very low. We will address that later. Can we rush this? It's 800. And the industrial center. Okay, we get a construction bonus here actually. From the nanofabricator, so we can see it's +3 here. We get adjacency bonuses for many buildings, so need to keep that in mind. Okay. And I start with 5,000 credits, 5,000 billion credits. The best investment early for your credits, I think, is to rush certain buildings. I will rush this colonization center. And I will leave this. I can only rush one in a turn. Now, why is approval so important? It influences your raw production. As you can see here, high approval bonuses, raw production plus 5%. If I look here, social construction, it doesn't show it here. But yeah, it's now 13.2. Now if I want low approval, high approval, so I will lower my taxes. As you can see up there, my approval is going up, up, up. Oh, it's no, so now it's 100% approval. So now I have 14.8 construction here. I have more and more research. I didn't check the research at the time, but here we can see that the population growth as well gets 50% bonus from high approval. And here we see, yeah, growth gets plus 50%, raw production gets plus 25%, and influence growth gets plus 100% from this high approval. Influence growth is important right now because I want to get these asteroids. And I can only get the asteroids if I get if my influence reaches that. Alright, so we have our planets sorted. Now we need to get the colony ship out. We already have one design, but I wonder if it's... Yeah, so it already uses life support modules, so life support gives me extra range so I can go further. And I don't have space to put more. Actually, I can put one more. Yeah, I'll put one more on. I'm not sure why it doesn't use more. So I'll do this custom design like this. And I can obsolete the old one. So in our shipyard now I can cancel this and I'll put this. Let's take a look at research. Alright, so you have this this view. This is the default view of the technology screen. But I like to look at the technology tree. I like this because it just gives me a better idea here of how the technologies fit together. So you have 4 categories for every race. You have colonization, you have engineering, warfare, and governance. Yeah. I'm going to take some time out to study the technology tree a bit, because each race has a different technology tree. Like, I mean, there are a lot of things which are common, maybe 80% is common, but then there's 10 or 20% which is unique to that race. And you want to identify what are the important areas and what you want to do. So I'll be back in the next episode.